hosting a food drive for Hilltop.
And St. Baldrick's happened over the weekend.
We've got a weekend cool down coming this weekend. We're cooling down to the 30s and 40s, rain and snow on the way, and we're warming up again next week to the 50s. Back to you guys.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Alan Marvel.
And I'm Alexa Minton.
APO and Student Senate will be hosting a food drive from November 15th to the 19th. Donations will be collected in the union while they are tabling, and there will be a bin available for drop-off donations as well. All donations will be going to Hilltop at the end of the food drive.
Students took part of St. Baldrick's this weekend with over 40 participants either shaving or donating their hair. They were able to raise over $17,310 for childhood cancer research.
I'm very excited to take a look in the mirror. Haven't gotten the chance to do that yet. I think this will be an awesome adventure. So I originally sectioned off my hair to hopefully donate so it could go toward wig making for children or anyone who needs wig making done. And then we just did the full shave.
So St. Baldrick's is a foundation that raises money for pediatric cancer research. It got started in 2011 with the men's soccer team, and recently Lambda Chi Alpha took over, and the rest is history. So
the hardest part was knowing whether or not we were going to be able to hold the event. We start planning for this event in the spring, and so at the time we weren't sure what COVID policies were going to look like, so we had to start late, and so that put us a little behind. But we were able to work through it and had a great event.
You know, I feel a lot better now. I went into it, I was pretty nervous, not gonna lie, but the energy in the room and, you know, President Padilla was awesome, so I had a really good time. It's cold, but I'm feeling good, and I'm glad I did it.
Residence halls are getting ready for the breaks. Thanksgiving break housing applications were due this past Monday, and winter break housing applications are due by November 29th for Christmas break. Residence halls will be closing November 20th at noon. Students will not be able to swipe into their dorms after this time. They will be reopened on November 28th at noon. For winter break, residence halls will close on Friday, December 17th at noon and reopen Sunday, January 9th at noon.
Faculty Senate is looking for students to serve on a committee to gain insight on uses of academic integrity, particularly with the Honor Council system. Faculty Senate is starting this initiative after finding that some faculty are dissatisfied with the Honor Council system and may even be avoiding it out of frustration. This committee would work to research best practices, conduct surveys, brief interviews, possibly 1 to 2 case studies of disciplines to gain insight on how academic integrity is currently used. And lastly, evaluate that information to see what the current strengths or weaknesses of the Honor Council are. The results would then be reviewed by Faculty Senate. Any students who are interested can email senatepresident@email.com.
Aaron Kunert, the Director of Study Abroad, has decided to leave Valpo for a new role. Allison Croft will assume the role of Interim Director of Study Abroad. Allison has been a part of the Provost office for more than 3 years. As Interim Director, Allison will be overseeing operations at Valpo's 4 study centers, including directly supervising staff and managing budgets, lead the development and coordination of faculty-led programs, and providing logistical support and advising and orientation, and carry an advising load and model effective practices in outreach, advising and program management, as well as re-entry programs. She will also serve as instructor for the INTL 485 course, among other duties.
This week's poll is out. What is your favorite fall activity? Going to an apple orchard, jumping in leaves, stargazing, or maybe just staying inside? Head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. We have 15's weather Lizzie Nosek in the studio. So Lizzie, is there really going to be some snow in that forecast?
You bet there's going to be some snow in the forecast this weekend. We've got snow coming, rain coming, cold temperatures. Right now you can see it's partly cloudy outside, a relatively clear night. Right now it's about 46 degrees. Tonight's going to cool down to 43, 42, and 40, so the temperature's just going to go down throughout the night. It's going to be a little cloudy during the early evening, but then it's going to clear up throughout the evening as well. For the next day, tonight it's going to be 42 degrees, but tomorrow it's going to be up to 43 degrees. So yes, back to you guys.
Thanks, Lizzie. COVID-19 vaccines are now approved for children ages 5 to 11, and organizations are offering these shots in creative places.
And this week is the anniversary of the wreck of the Emmett Fitzgerald. Stick with us. Hundreds of kids rolled up their sleeves this morning at the Denver Zoo. It wasn't just to touch an animal in the petting zoo, but to get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now that kids 5 to 11 can get the shot, what better place to get it than in one of their favorite places? Darius Johnson takes us to the zoo.
The perfect place to spend an awkwardly warm Saturday in November, and you can tell by the crowd.
Us?
Yes, you, and them too.
Feels amazing, man.
He's not talking about the weather.
This one just tickled. All it did was tickle. It did nothing.
10-year-old Carlos Gonzalez
Hello there.
rolled up his sleeve and faced his fear.
I want to be free from COVID. I've had it once and never again, never again, never.
He couldn't believe it.
Kind of like mind blown. Like, this is really happening. This is really, really happening.
That was one reason to get a shot.
You're so used to going outside, meeting other people. I don't know, just seeing the sun on a daily basis. But now you're stuck in a home when you see the same face over and over and over again. At that point, it's just house arrest.
His planning made room for some well-deserved fun.
I got it on my left arm, so I know that my right arm, I can draw now.
These kiddos did everything they could to make this fun and easy, even if it meant their best friend got to tag along.
This is Tiggy.
And this guy still won't believe how brave he is, even if you told him.
Me?
Yes,
Really? Get vaccinated as fast as you can. That way you could go back to the life you loved.
This week marks the 46th anniversary of when the Emmett Fitzgerald sank in Lake Superior. It was heading from Minnesota to Michigan on November 10, 1975, when a winter storm sank it. Natalie Nuri attended a memorial ceremony at the Minnesota Lighthouse.
Ralph T. Walton, oiler.
Many are reflecting on this anniversary of the sinking of the Fitzgerald in Lake Superior. Weighing more than 13,000 tons, the American Great Lakes freighter remains the largest ship to sink in Lake Superior.
It's a much bigger turnout than we thought for what a normal Wednesday would be for the Fitzgerald event. So
really?
It's great to have people up here and remembering the Fitz, and
called?
also kind of engaging with history here at Split Rock and being able to see the beacon lit, which is a very rare thing for people.
Some family members of those who died were present, helping ring the bell to remember the fallen. And for those attending, it added another emotional element that made this a powerful experience.
I think it's really a nice solemn event. You know, the crowd got hushed, you know, as the ceremony began. It was very honoring to the families, and there was two descendants of survivors here, or of people that passed, you know, so that made it even a little more special, you know, that family was here to honor their family members.
And for Hayes Scriven, the site manager, he believes the addition of family members reminds people how recent this tragedy took place and how it still lingers for those connected.
It adds a more personal connection to it, I think, too, for people to realize that this is something that happened very recent. You know, 46 years is not a long time. And for people to see that and see the family and engage with them, we hope that people that attended had a better personal connection with it and understand a little bit more, and then do remember the Fitz in a different light this way.
There was also a painting donated earlier in the day from one of the surviving families, and those who witnessed the event were happy to be a part of it.
Happy in a respectful way, you know, that we're honoring some people that lost their life on the lake, and you got to have respect for the lake too.
The bell rang 29 times for the Fitzgerald sailors who died. Then it rang once more for all other sailors who have died in the Great Lakes.
An 105-year-old Louisiana woman now holds the world record in the 100-meter dash. Retired teacher Julia Hawkins took the top spot for the race at the Louisiana Senior Games. That makes her the first female track and field athlete and the first American to set a track and field world record. Her win also established an age 105 and older category. Hawkins has won big before. At age 101, she won the 100-meter dash at the USA Track and Field Outdoors Masters Championships. And in 2019, Hawkins won 2 gold medals for the races at the Senior Games in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hawkins said, quote, "I want to keep running as long as I can. My message to others is that you have to stay active if you want to be healthy and happy as you age."
Coming up after the break, Lizzie Nosek will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Valpo sports. Stick with us.
Taking a look at our current temperatures, we can see that the temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s right now. They're going to move down throughout the night. Future temperatures going to be around the 43, 45 area. Not going to get too cold tonight, but coming into tomorrow, we're definitely going to go down to more freezing temperatures, 39, 37 degrees. It's going to keep going up and down throughout the next couple days. Definitely into Friday night, we're going to get real cold compared to now. We were enjoying some 50-degree days these past couple days, but now we're getting back into those winter temperatures. November is definitely present, that's for sure. looking at our future radar, we can see all this beautiful rain and snow coming through here. Classic for this time of the year, considering we're transitioning the seasons. We can see it coming in tomorrow as well as Saturday. It's going to switch up between rain and snow. Definitely a lot of cloud coverage coming our way as well. It's going to move through the Chicagoland area and into Valparaiso and through southwestern Michigan. Again, future rainfall, we can see we're definitely getting a lot of rain coming through. By Tuesday at 4 a.m., we're definitely going to be done with the preset. Looking at our temperatures across the country, you can see the jet streak has definitely moved south, considering it's still 77 down in Miami, but it's still nice and cold up in Minneapolis, Chicagoland area as well. And for the 7-day forecast, we can see that Friday we're going to be having all that rain and snow. Saturday is going to be cloudy. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're cooling down, but then warming up for Wednesday.
Thanks, Lizzie. After the break, we'll have a recap of this past week's sports.
The Arc opened up its doors for the start of both men's and women's basketball regular season this past week as your Valparaiso University Beacons welcomed their first opponents of the season. Men's basketball suffered a 69-61 loss against the Toledo Rockets this past Tuesday as the Beacons tried to find their footing with the new class of freshmen and transfers. 6 of the 9 players who saw action this past Tuesday made their Valpo debut for the first time as Beacons. Graduate transfer Thomas Kithier recorded a team-high 16 points and 5 rebounds while shooting 8 of 11. Returner Aaron Gordon gave the Rockets trouble in the paint as he tallied 4 rebounds and 2 steals throughout the game. Transfer Trevor Anderson's first game in a Valpo uniform saw the former Wisconsin Badger hand out 5 assists to his teammates while scoring 11 points. Toledo and Valpo would continue exchanging leads for much of the game, with the Rockets going on a 9-point stretch in the final 3 minutes of the game. Valpo women's basketball saw a fate similar to the men's, dropping their home opener on Wednesday, 80-65 against the Marist Redhawks. After trading blows early in the first half, Marist would go on to a 7-0 run, putting the Redhawks in the lead for the remainder of the game. Redshirt senior Carrie Wienman made her presence known in her return, leading the Beacons offense with 12 points and 4 rebounds. Sophomore Leah Ernest made the most of her time on the court, recording a career-high of field goals made by going 4 for 6 on shooting and scoring 9 points. Ernest made the Redhawks' lives more difficult by recording 4 rebounds as well, a game high during the season opener. Senior Shea Frederick's return was marked by 8 points and 4 assists during Valpo's matchup with Marist. Be on the lookout for more upcoming athletics this week as Valpo football takes on the Butler Bulldogs for the Hoosier Cup. Valpo currently holds a 29-51 record against their rivals, with Valpo winning the last 4 of 5 matchups. Men's basketball will be hosting the UIC Flames this Saturday in a high noon duel at the Arc, while women's basketball hosts Central Michigan on Sunday. You know, I'm honestly not really worried about men's or women's basketball. It's still very early in the season. The men's has to get their footing really with all these new transfer class that they have. I think combined, we are Big Ten University now officially, and so I think we have a lot to look forward to this coming season.
I'm excited to see a little bit of more basketball since we got to miss out a lot of in-person basketball games for our student fan base, so I think it'll be exciting.
It'll be good to be back, finally. I'm so excited.
I know, I'm very excited to see. So after the break, we will have a final look at the weather.
As I was saying before, there's some snow and rain coming this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to cool down to the 30s and 20, even we're going to get down to 25 eventually on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have some partly cloudy skies. Wednesday's back to that rain. And Thursday, we're having partly cloudy skies again. But luckily, we're warming up a little bit early into next week.
Thank you, Lizzie. Now, everyone, I have a question for you. There is some snow headed our way, but are we all ready for it?
Born ready. 100%. I can't wait. I hate the sun. This is going to be great.
Emmett, good thing we're on opposite sides of the table. I live for the sun. I hate the snow.
I'm on the side with him, and I also want the snow. I just want summer to be back. Like, granted, I do love when it snows, but if it's not snowing and it's just cold out, do not like it.
I think we should see some snow with some Christmas spirit coming in here.
That's true. That's a fair point.
But
absolutely.
We need Thanksgiving too.
If you have a question for us, send it to our way on Facebook or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send screenshots of forums, questions you've been asked, or questions that you have yourself.
From all of us at VUTV, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next Thursday on 15 News.
I love talking.